Okay, let's talk about the New York State Teacher Certification exams. This is just not one exam. And these are the exams you have to pass in order to teach a subject or at a particular level in New York. And this particular video is going to be focused on the math that you will encounter on some of these certification exams. And the whole purpose of this video is just to kind of give you a quick overview or introduction to some of the math at these more common certification exams, and of course, how to prepare for these respective math sections. So we're going to get into that in a second. Now, because you're watching this, obviously, I'm assuming you are interested in becoming a teacher in New York, and that is awesome, as we do need as many good teachers as we possibly can. I don't know what the state of teaching is right now in terms of the specifics in each state, but I can pretty much assure you that all states have a teacher shortage. So we definitely need teachers, and hopefully you're going to be an awesome teacher. But of course, you're going to have to get through your respective certification exams. Now, before we get going, let me quickly introduce myself. My name is John. I'm the founder of TC Math Academy. I'm also a middle and high school math teacher. I've been teaching math for decades, so I know what it's like to go through certification exams. I myself had to take the praxis exam, but whether it's the praxis exam or the New York State teacher certification exams or other states exams, they're all pretty similar. And these are not easy exams. Okay, these are professional exams. And for those of you that are watching this video and you are not teachers, okay, or if you're not familiar, or if you're interested in becoming a teacher and you're not familiar with what you have to do or get through to become a teacher, it is quite a bit. You obviously have to have a college degree. You got to do student teaching. You have to get through certification exams. It's a lot of stuff. Okay, teachers definitely deserve the respect that they should get. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't know what it takes to become a teacher. That's just the minimum qualifications just to get you into the door, because the real challenge, the real fun starts when you enter a classroom, and that is a whole another discussion. So I am totally supportive of all teachers out there. And what I'm going to try to do in this video is give you some succinct information just to kind of focus your mindset, if you will, so you can get through the math on particular certification exams. Now, I'm going to be talking about these exams right here, okay? And I'm not going to go into big detail, but I'm going to be talking about the New York State Teacher Certification Exams B2, okay, that's birth to second grade. Then we have 1 through 6th grade, 5 through 9th grade, and 7 through 12th grade. So these, of course, kind of overlap, but these are the real common certification exams. Obviously, they span the entire K-12 spectrum. And the reason why I'm going to kind of stick to these exams is because I also have a lot of test preparation courses. I have had a lot of people use my New York State Teacher Certification Exam math prep courses. I'm going to leave a link to all those courses in the description of this video, but I have courses for each one of these exams, math specific courses. And I think you'll find, if you're not using another program right now, you'll see that my courses are extremely comprehensive, and you're definitely going to need a good study plan in order to pass these exams, because again, these exams are not easy. And if you kind of, don't treat the exam with respect, you'll end up, unfortunately, having to retake the exam. Okay, it's not uncommon for teacher candidates to fail certification exams. Unfortunately, it's kind of common. Okay, so you don't want to end up in that situation. You want to pass this stuff the first time out. So let's go ahead and get this quick conversation on what to expect. So really, I'm going to speak in very general terms here, because you're going to have to go into your particular certification exam, and you need to figure out what is the math you need to know on that particular exam. Now, of course, my math prep courses, have a kind of custom curriculum that goes to the objectives or standards that you're going to need to know at these various levels, but you need to do your own homework. It's not too difficult to find out that information. So that's the first thing you want to do is say, what is the math that I do need to know? Now, here is what I have found through the years that a lot of teacher candidates, they kind of have a false kind of picture of what to expect. And let me kind of explain what I'm talking about. So let's take those of you out there that are going to be teaching elementary math, okay? Or excuse me, teaching at the elementary level. So you're saying, okay, well, what's this certification exam going to be, testing me on in terms of mathematics? Now, a common sense kind of answer would be, or thought would be, well, I'm going to be teaching at this level, so maybe the exam is going to have a lot of basic math, place value, decimals, fractions, basic number operations. That would make sense. Okay. You're like, well, yeah, I'm going to be teaching at the elementary level. So therefore, the math on my certification exam is going to be elementary level math. Well, that is not the case. Okay. Now, you might be saying, well, what are you talking about? Well, you definitely need to know your arithmetic and elementary level mathematics. However, a lot of people are surprised that you're also going to need to know a good bit of math from middle school and high school. So if math is not your thing, well, you need to make it your thing in order to pass these certification exams. Okay, let's go into a little bit more discussion on these more basic exams like the B2. So of course, you're going to need to know everything at the elementary level, right? Again, basic skills, how to divide numbers, add numbers, work with fractions, decimals, place values, basic geometry, all those type of different things. But at the middle school level, you're going to have to know things like positive and negative numbers, how to work with percent, basic algebra, basic geometry, all this kind of stuff. But guess what? The fun doesn't end there as well. You're going to have to actually know a decent amount of algebra and geometry at the high school level. Okay, now I'm not talking about super advanced algebra, things like in pre-calculus or algebra 2 or trigonometry. You're not going to know math at that level. Now, if you do know math at that level, that's great, but you're going to have to know some high school level mathematics. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, oh, that's a lot of math. Math's not my thing. You can pass this, okay? I mean, by virtue of you even taking this exam, you've already taken this math before, whether in high school or in college. What you have to do is kind of brush off the cobwebs and practice and kind of build up that momentum. So you're going to have to re-immerse yourself, in mathematics to be fully prepared for the math section on your respective exams. Okay, that's the only way to do it. If anything less than being fully prepared, you're just kind of gambling. You're hoping that you're going to pass with the minimum score, and that typically doesn't work out too well. Okay, so again, this is, by the way, not just only for New York State. Every state, the elementary teachers need to know a lot more math other than elementary math. Now let's talk about the other kind of the extreme here. So here was elementary. Now let's kind of cover or talk about a little bit like, say, the 7th through 12th exam. Okay, now of course, here you're talking about high school level math, middle and high school mathematics. Now, a lot of states will require, I don't know what it is in New York, to be honest with you, whether you have to have a full degree in a particular area. In other words, if you want to teach high school mathematics, you have to have a degree in math. That's the way it was for me. I taught in the state of New Jersey, and it's definitely required, or a math education degree. But when I taught in a classroom, it was a degree in mathematics. Of course, you could have either a Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, at a minimum. And that's a hard degree to get on top of all your education material. So I'm not sure how it is in New York, but you definitely need to know a lot of mathematics to teach at the high school level. Okay. Now, the reason why I bring this up is like you might be saying, well, okay, if I'm going to be teaching at the 7th through 12th level, then obviously I know middle school math and elementary math. But here's the thing, right? Yes, of course, you studied all this stuff as well. But what I find is that a lot of students who are strong in it or kind of more up to speed on more advanced math, right? Let's kind of get into some of the math that you're going to need to know. Obviously, your algebra, your geometry, but you're going to need to know like algebra 2, pre-calculus, trigonometry. Definitely a lot more advanced math to be ready for this test. But at the same token, you can't forget these other basic concepts at the elementary level as well. Okay, so you are going to have to go back and kind of do some review, brush off some of those basic concepts. And of course, if you haven't been, using some of these concepts for a while, you'll, get rusty on that because we're using our calculators, etc. And that's where I think that, the New York State Teacher Certification exams, kind of have a pretty good model here because you can see here you have birth to grade 2, and then you have first grade through sixth grade, and there's kind of overlapping that's going on, right? Because math is a continuum. So first grade through sixth grade, and then here you have 5 through 9, again overlapping, and then 7 to 12. And I think that's a smart thing to do because if you're teaching at the high school level, you should understand what's going on at the middle school level. At the middle school level, you're getting students from the elementary level, and so all teachers at all levels, are kind of, should really kind of be working in harmony to produce a final, graduate of the K-12 system. So the bottom line is that, the more math you know in terms of a spectrum, K-12, whether you're teaching the elementary level, middle school, or high school level, the better teacher you're going to be, irrespective of your teacher, of your subject that you're going to be teaching, right? Obviously, going to be teaching mathematics, that's one thing. But again, my feeling about it is that, learn math for the long run, okay? And if you are kind of, have a math phobia, if you hate math, if you don't like math, I get it. But listen, try to see if you can have a bit of an attitude change and embrace learning math. And the only way to do that is to kind of immerse yourself in a great course of instruction, right? And that's hopefully where I can help you out. Again, if you are taking any one of these particular New York State teacher certification exams, I'm going to leave a link to each one of these in the description of this video. You can check that out if you like. But whatever you do, whether you use my course or another course, make sure you are as prepared as possible before exam day. And with that being said, I definitely wish you all the best, not only on your New York State teacher certification exams, but as a teacher. And again, I want to thank you personally, okay, from one teacher to another, because I know you're going to pass these exams for choosing to be a teacher, okay? Teaching is a critical career, and, you really are teaching the future, okay? So I totally support what you're doing. And with that being said, I definitely wish you all the best in your mathematics adventures. Thank you for your time and have a great day.